All right, we are live. Tap in Birdie, Pebble Beach, signature event here with my good friend John Hasbauer, aka PGA Tout. Lot going on right now. We have a potential major upset brewing in the TGL. I got it on in the background. You know, at the end of the day, TGL comes first.
TGL rules the golf world from here on out. This is how I spend my Mondays now. I'm
Yeah,
locked in. I have it on this screen. I have it behind your head. We're doing two things at once. There's no such thing as too much golf.
never,
And
never a such thing
we
as too much
are
golf.
witnessing one of the potential greatest upsets of our lifetime.
We're talking Lake Placid 1980 Winter Olympics, U.S. versus Soviet Russia. Any other big upsets kind of come to mind when thinking about what Jupe Links could do tonight?
I mean, it's like Rory not winning the Masters
Yes.
each year. Like
Yeah. You
it's
just
like
can't
Rory
believe
not it's like Rory not winning at Pinehurst. It's like this.
Or
It's supposed to
Wyndham
go one
Clark
way.
beating him at LACC.
Right. It's like Rory not winning. A bunch of other examples. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, we'll start the show with it. I know you were down there a couple weeks ago for the opener. This is not a bit 100% serious. I like the TGL. I'm in on the TGL. I enjoy watching the TGL. I think the things it has going for it, it's on at a good time. Like, I know this is on, but Monday, Tuesday nights, 8 to 9, I'm like watching YouTube golf or like reading or just like dicking around. I'm not really doing much. The fact that it's on ESPN, I like match play. Like it's genuinely an entertaining watch. I know the kind of past couple weeks haven't really been close, but we have a close match tonight. This is what it could be. Like I'm in on the TGL. I'm not saying everyone has to like it or anything. I know I'm their main demographic, but I really enjoy the TGL to be completely honest.
Yeah. I also I don't need to be able to bet on it, which is
Yeah.
good. Like if you're betting on it, right now it's just one market. It's like who's going to win one team or the other. I would like to see more spreads. Like
Yeah.
this should have been, Boston -2.5 or
I
something.
was thinking Boston minus two and a
-3.5.
half to be completely
I
honest.
would have teased it. I would have teased Boston to 5. I would have lost some money. They would have won money
What
on
are
me
the
if they would
numbers
have.
on the TGL teaser? Is it 3 or 2? Like what are the key numbers we're trying to tease through
Right.
for the TGL?
Yeah. I mean the first 2 or 3 matches it's been 6
Yeah.
point blowouts. They need, oh my god, look at this par save. It's fireworks behind you. I don't know if you can
What
watch it.
happened?
It was like a 20-footer from Rory par save. Tiger just hit a major putt and threw a putter. Like it's crazy.
I
They're
honestly,
exchanging
I'm
blows.
mad we're live right now. Like I'm genuinely upset. Now, you said a 20-footer.
Okay,
It's
no,
like 9 feet.
okay, yeah, you're right. These okay, they were at that level.
Wow. Oh, it
Still,
lipped in. I mean, look,
also the
people were
cups are
going.
they're
People were
caved in.
going into tonight saying this is going, to be terrible. That this is going to be a blowout, and we actually get a good match. And I'm jazzed, to be completely honest. I'm rooting for it to succeed. I'm not like rooting against it. Like I said before, I am their main demographic. I love golf. I love all these golfers. I am home at this time. I like playing simulator golf. I watch anything related to golf. I understand that, but I don't know. I mean, it's enjoyable. Like I don't care what it is you're playing with on the sim with your buddies or you're out on the course. Match play is fun, and having a putt to win a hole or to tie a hole is fun and it's entertaining. And I think that not to make it some whole thing, but like I think it shows we kind of need more match play on the PGA Tour. To be completely honest.
Yeah, I agree. If I ever go back and get to cover it again, which I hope I can whenever I'm in Florida again, that's kind of like the question I want answered from them is like live aside is, do you want more team events? Do you want more match play events? Like Shane Lowry only wins team events. He wins the Ryder Cup. He wins the
Yeah.
Zurich. He's great in TGL. He's not on Live, but he kind of seems like somebody that actually would kind of love being on Live because he just rises to the moment when he's playing for somebody else. And that's the most fun format of golf. Like if you're playing a scramble or some sort of outing and you hit a shot and it's not just a good shot, it's a good shot that benefits the team and the group.
Yeah.
And you're high-fiving everybody. Like that's just an entirely different adrenaline rush that you're not getting on stroke play, this repetitive, very long taxing season. So I think they're appreciating the break in it. I think you actually simulate the adrenaline of a high stakes, high leverage shot.
Are these guys going to be too high coming off TGL at Pebble? That is my question to you.
I mean, well, it's like everyone's getting hurt who plays it, and Alexander's hurt. Like Colin withdrew from last week, right? Like he was supposed to be in the field, he withdrew. Homa's withdrawing one round into the Farmers. Like something's going on there. It's extra travel in their schedule for sure. But I think Sahith kind of nailed it. He was like, my numbers are like 10 yards longer than what I would expect. It's like I'm coming down the 18th fairway and I juice, the shot 10 yards over the green because I got adrenaline flowing through. Like I never hit 190 ball speed unless I'm in the arena here. So there's something to it of like playing in prime time in front of a live audience. You're in that arena. You got the heartbeat sensor thing. When you get 10 seconds down and the shot clock's going, like it's vibrating the whole arena. Like it is actually an intense atmosphere, even though they're playing like music the whole time. And it's like a fun party scene. Like there is actually like stress in the arena there. So it's fun.
No, I like it. And like I said to start, I think the time works best. I mean, most people in our demographic are like watching golf podcasts at this time. If not, they're just like, it just wanted a good time. Being on at 7 at ESPN is something the PGA Tour's never going to have. So look, I'm excited to see how this match ends. I wish we were watching it, but it's all good. Like I'm excited for the TGL. This is just my own opinion. I'm not, being paid or anything by them. I'm not promoting it like Danny Rapp and Foreplay or anything, but I'm enjoying it. So it's truly exciting, and I'm happy for it. We are coming off the Farmers Insurance Open. Someone told me it's hashtag White Dudes for Harris time. Harris English wins the Farmers Insurance Open. You're on board at 100-1. 2 winners to start the year for you. Little Tom Hoagie first round leader action at Century, if I'm not mistaken. Now you got an outright going. 1, I'm happy for you. 2, I'm looking for some new additions to the house, to the sim that you made. Like, last year you came on early and you talked about how, you had house bets. And when you won,
That's
like,
right.
it's going to your humble abode.
That's right.
Out here on Long Island. So I'm just happy for you. I'm happy for the wife. I'm happy for the sim. And I'm glad you could get it done with Harris last week.
Yeah, thank you. It's about time the Harris administration had something go its way.
Correct.
It was only a matter of time. Yeah, you're right. We can put bread on the table now. It was like an okay year last year. I fell 1 outright short of what my goal would be. So it was a down year for outrights. Clean slate, started off good with the Hoagie first round leader, got a moral victory with Colin at the Century because he beat everyone. Like if the lowest score in PGA Tour history doesn't happen with Hideki, then he's a winner. So that's a moral victory. Separate debate, but like Colin is, to me, he's like the Josh Allen of PGA Tour. Like he keeps doing his best and things outside of his control keep happening to keep him from getting wins. And it looks like Tour Championship, Memorial, Scottie ran him down. Hideki puts up the greatest showing ever. So he should have more wins. It's out of his control. He's doing fine. We talk about him this week. I think he's going to do well. But yeah, I'll keep investing into the shed. It's a never ending pit of money that I could throw into there. I could upgrade the mats. I could throw some sheetrock in there. I could upgrade the simulator itself. Like I'll never be able to stop putting money into that simulator. And all are welcome into the sim.
Yeah, like no
Especially
beef, true, no beef. I'm waiting for the invite. Kyle's waiting for the invite. I'm kind of like I'm a sim guy. I like to go to X Golf with my buddies, have a couple beer, play match, play scrambles. So look, it's kind of like the country club thing. If someone's a member at a country club, you can't ask, yo, like, when are we
I get
ripping
it.
at your country club? The sim is kind of like, you can't ask, yo, when are we ripping the sim at your place?
It's kind of like
Oh! Adam Scott!
Scottie!
I mean, that's on par with the putt to win the Masters, right?
You know, this actually wasn't written into the odds, but it's a Jupiter home game. People forget. I mean, the home crowd is here, and the Jupiter faithful are distraught by this. Are you kidding me?
Adam Scott with a bomb.
Oh,
Oh my!
Boston zone.
What more could you want from this? I mean, what drama? How long was that putt actually?
I mean, I just said 20 feet for the last one. That was actually 6. So I'm not going to do math on him. Oh, this is such a Tom Kim retaliation too. Like he would drill this.
I mean, it's going to come down to the last hole tie. Do you know what they do if it's tied on the last?
It won't. It can't. I don't think it can end in a tie. I don't know what they do. They do something.
Like
there is a tiebreaker.
Type?
Putting contest. I guess we might find out. But yeah. Anyway, you are welcome anytime. I might have people over this weekend. I was battling a cold this weekend, so I was gonna have some people over. I was
same
shoot
type
some
of shit
out.
Ludwig was on, or like different type.
Haven't thrown up, so lighter. Like no excuses here. Like I could still hit my shots. It's Kisner. It's not Tom Kisner. He doesn't have it in him.
I mean, it was a good putt. Not gonna go in. We're all square headed to the last hole. I mean,
low key Wyndham playoff retaliation there from Adam Scott against Kevin Kisner. Adam Scott missed the
that's a deep cut. That's a fucking deep cut, right?
He got his redemption right here. It's like bigger than winning the Wyndham Championship.
Adam Scott boofs like a 5-footer to win, and then Kiz wins. Yeah, that's
deep what he was thinking of over that cut.
That was good. So, what landed you? I'll let you Veclap. What landed you on Harry English last week? Obviously, finished third at the U.S. Open at Torrey. Who could forget? Kind of average results to start the year. What put you on to harrying at Torrey?
Yeah, I think course history without any actual promise of form is having a moment in 2025. Like that was Hideki, that was Nick Taylor at the Sony. Sepp, like the recent form was okay, but I think he had like some numbers there in the past. And then with Harris as well, like when you play a course every single year for 14 years, like, and he's not from there. He's from Georgia. Like he's got to go really out of his way. He doesn't have like a house in California where he's just like hanging out and he's picking that in his schedule because he wants to. Like he has to like the course. And he talked about this more after the fact, but he was kind of just like, I've played this course enough to know that even if I don't have my best stuff, I can just aim it more this way. And it's more about like getting access to the pins. And so if he doesn't have his driver, it doesn't even matter. He hit like one fairway.
Yeah.
But he just missed on the right side so that he could advance it to the green and scramble. So it was really just a course history, 100-1, plays well in difficult conditions, like a random dude. And there was a bunch of other dudes at 100-1, that you could have said probably something similar for. But yeah, it worked out. So
no, I'm happy for you. I Harris was someone I was never really truly considered outright. I liked him first round leader because he was bet hard on bookmaker, but wasn't someone I was like, yo, this guy's gonna go out and win the tournament. But a lot of the times it's just kind of about putting your guys in the right situation and really just betting on the things we like to bet on and hoping, it comes through. But, I talked about it last week with Jeff, and I think that, Harris kind of, adds to it. But I'm happy for the start of the year that every winner you really could have like landed on. It
Yeah.
wasn't like last year when we just had complete random long shot winners that had no form or no reason to bet on them. So it's good that, the process is working.
Yeah.
I gotta find a way to dial in my process and get on some of these winners, but it's better than last year, is what I will say.
Yeah. I mean, I also like full disclosure, I was all in on Ludwig. Like
Yeah.
I was all in,
So
like
you
it's a
actually
linear
cashed two
course.
outrights last week.
Yeah, I mean, he won and then unforeseen circumstances happened where he wasn't feeling well. So I'll continue to bet him. I'll probably bet him again at Genesis when we come back in 2 weeks. As long as he doesn't look sick and continue to throw up on himself at Pebble, like I'm probably going to bet Ludwig again, and we'll get an okay number. It'll probably be like 16-1 in a limited field back there, but he was 12-1 this week in a fuller field. Like Ludwig is going to win multiple times at Torrey. He's going to do like the John Rahm thing and just always be good there. He was just sick, so he gets a pass. And then because I was all in on
You're giving him a pass.
I'll give him a pass. Yeah, he's throwing up. He could barely walk out there.
This is tough for me because one, I'm not necessarily Vic lapping, but I definitely felt like I was earlier saying, yo, like Ludwig does not deserve to be the odds he is based on what he's done. And I kind of got some backlash for it. I went on DGen's pod. He clipped it. Like, I was kind of like early, and people were like, yo, like, that's kind of a lot. And now I feel like more people have come around and been like, yo, like, he doesn't really deserve to be these odds given his resume and what he's done in contention. And obviously, after the first round, I was like, okay, like I'm fine to be wrong on this. If he were to close this out, it's fine. So I do hate that he finished T49, but he was sick. If he finished T49 and he wasn't sick, I would legitimately be Vic lapping so unbelievably hard. Like, not even a question. And I'm not saying he gets zero pass. Obviously, he was sick. Like, he was, there was something going on. But he only said he was sick the last 2 days. He did not say he was sick on Thursday round where he shot +3 and did not play well. So, I mean, it wasn't like he tore up South. Like, he literally played a different course he would have had to win on. So, to me, when I go on Odds Checker or the lines and he's 14-1 to win the Masters, it's just like, you're like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I understand people will bet it, but the odds he goes off at, I know he's 20-1 this week. I actually think that's like a solid number. And I understand 12-1 last week was like fair, but I'm not going to bet Ludwig, but I think he needs a big win before he can consistently be in this like 12, 14-1, 14-1 to win the Masters. Like, am I crazy for that?
I'm very bullish on Ludwig, so I may be in the far end of the other spectrum on him. I think it's fair to say like he's not an elite and he's being priced with the elites. His potential is being priced into his price, not what he's actually done. I think that's fair. Oh, who hit that?
Wow.
Was that Tom? Was that Tommy?
No, Tom choked. I think Tom like blew the hole.
Oh my
But he
god!
almost just hold out for Bird, and now he's lying on the floor.
So, and it goes back to the Josh Allen narrative where it's like you can't play defense. You can only play your game. He cleared the field by 3 strokes at the Masters last year. Like if Scottie Scheffler doesn't just do the whole superhuman thing, like
he played well at the Masters.
He
like, no
coasts his
argument
way
there.
to a major, and we talk about him very differently than what we do now, which is just like this guy's supposed to have broken down, and all he's done is won the RSM Classic. When he won the RSM Classic, he was incredible on Sunday. It was like anybody's race, and he just birdied like the first 7 holes and took it. And they still gave Eric Cole the Rookie of the Year somehow, which makes no sense to me. Because I was on Eric Cole at the RSM Classic, and I was like, all right, here, prove it. And Ludwig cleared him by like 10 strokes. So I'm a big believer in Ludwig. I just think his swing is so repeatable. He's my pick to win at Quail.
Okay.
I still think he'll do it as long as he's not sick. That's my pick. Anywhere where it's just distance and hit fairways and hit it long, like he's always going to be a factor there. And he doesn't have like a shortcoming in his game. He maybe loses focus on some short putts sometimes. But he's just like built to contend in majors. He's going to be in the mix for a while. And like, is he going to close the door? We'll see.
No, I'm waiting. Like, when is if Ludwig does not win a SIG major or like a top tier PGA Tour event this year, like when does the clock start ticking on Ludwig? That's my question to you. When does the clock start ticking on Ludwig?
You need somebody else like him who's young and he's supposed to be better than start winning.
Nick Dunlap has 2 wins on the PGA Tour.
It's 2 fake wins. I mean,
Ludwig
RSM's not really
RSM.
It's not a real win either, but like Nick Dunlap has done nothing in majors. Ludwig's been there.
He had a good major finish. He didn't do it. Like, he was all right at the U.S. Open, but he shit all over himself. Look, it's fine. What are they doing? Are you like Kyle? What are they doing for the playoff?
Oh, it's a closest to pin.
It's just like a 40-yard pitch shot. Do they all get?
I didn't know you could hit from this area. This is like they're not even hitting.
Kyle, I know it's tied. What is the format for the playoff? Like what's? Oh, also, John, people are upset that the Duke game is being delayed. So they're fine. No Lang, I've tweeted that golf fans are getting their revenge on college basketball fans now.
Oh my God. They should be so lucky, the Duke fans, to get to see Keegan and Kevin Kisner go at it for closest to pin.
No, honestly, he can't be on the team next year. I don't think he will be. Like, he should not be on the TGL. Like, we need to
implement some relegation rules. Like, there needs to be a TGL junior.
Like, get literally. Oh, it didn't get. Oh, it's coming back.
Tough.
It's coming back.
I guess maybe they play the hole out.
I don't know.
They might play the hole out.
I don't know.
But we're witnessing history unfold right in front of us. The first TGL playoff.
And all that being said, everything I just said, I don't hate betting Ludwig at 20-1 this week. I really don't. Do I think he's gonna win? No, but I don't think Ludwig 20 at Pebble is a bad bet. But why is he 14-1 at the Masters? It just doesn't make any sense to me. It just does not make sense to me. But it's okay. I'm excited to see how he plays this week. Again, wish he didn't get sick because I could Vic lap a bit more, but I can't. It's all good. Torrey again in 3 weeks, 2 weeks at Jenny. Where are you at on that? Movie, Scorsese film, like whatever.
I don't think there was a good option because everything in the California swing is just stacked on top of each other. It has to be played in California so that you can give back to California and they'll raise a lot of money. Torrey Pines is the most iconic venue. Like, I guess it's Torrey or Pebble. I probably would have preferred Pebble because I like 4 rounds at Pebble and we get 3 here. So semantics, but I think I would prefer that event to have been played at Pebble. But I'm okay with Torrey. Torrey is like a polarizing course too because it's like it's not an interesting architectural layout. It's linear. I get it, but like it's always down to the last hole every single time.
To be honest,
no matter what.
I know you were probably sweating hard. The back 9 was not great.
Here's my other take. A normal farmer's field.
Dude,
Harris English.
Jupe Links won. Where were you? Where were you?
How exactly did they win? Like, what did they do?
It was closest to the pin 1v1v1.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right.
I need to get off a tweet right now.
The books won tonight.
I mean, the books freaking won.
There are so many like parlays with the
we might need to short draft King stock.
But you know what? I would take a future on Boston right now because they didn't have Decky, And
They didn't have Decky,
when they
dude.
get Decky in there, like they were not at full strength today. So I'm still high on Boston Common. I think they remember this. They rebound. Oh my god, that was cool. But anyway, yeah, Genesis going to Torrey. It's fine.
I'll
Oh,
be there.
my farmer's take. You'll be at Torrey?
I'll be there.
Really?
I'll be there Saturday.
So did you originally have plans to go to Riv and you had to update the plan?
Yeah. And I was gonna cancel the trip, but I was like, I'll go to Torrey. It's like two hours from my buddy's house. I have free tickets. So fuck it.
Nice.
I've never been to Torrey. Have you been to Torrey?
I've never been. Really want to. I would say Pebble is number one on my list of places I have not. Well, I guess aside from Augusta, but like places I have not been that I want to get to. But anyway, my farmer's take. A normal farmer's field, Harris English does not win that event.
No.
He won by process of elimination. The guys around him just were not going to be able to hit. They weren't going to be able to score in those conditions and hit fairways and hit greens and hit meaningful putts. There was just nobody chasing him. But like if you put JT and Scottie and Colin in that field like they were supposed to be, or Rory, one of them is chasing him down. So that was just an example of when I approached the Pebble Beach field. There's a much shorter list of guys.
If Decky and Lud weren't in it, it was as wide open as a tournament could be.
Yeah. Yeah. So this week, I'm like, if Scottie doesn't win, Scottie's within 3 strokes of winning this event. So there's a higher ceiling that you got to get to win this week because Scottie's just there. Yeah.
Okay. Half hour, 26 minutes, and we could talk. I'm down to talk about Pebble. Look, lot of stuff was going on tonight. Let me grab my remote. I don't want. We don't need.
You don't want to see
in the background.
Cooper Flag.
Yeah, I'm not a CBB guy, but I don't want to distract the viewers anymore. But we do have the second Siggy elevated event of the year at Pebble Beach. Last year we were robbed of a what led to be a pretty nice Sunday. We got the guys here. We got Rory, we got Scottie, we got JT, we got Colin, we got Hovland. Got to throw him in there, even though he's like 55-1. We're missing Xander, but this is where there's no football. We're at a very famous course. This is what the PGA Tour wanted with the signature event model, is to give back to Pebble, which always went up against the Saudi Invitational and all this stuff. So it's a big week for golf. I expect it to be a really good tournament. We got a good, nice betting board. I'm pretty hyped up, to be completely honest.
Yes. The 2019 U.S. Open was one of my favorite U.S. Opens to watch. Last year was supposed to be great field at Pebble, yay, and then with the weather ruined it, and we only got 3 rounds. And I still think Ludwig would have won last year too. He's playing the best golf, and Wyndham just broke the course record at one good day.
No, because he's amazing on Sundays. He literally can't lose on Sundays. He obviously would have
won. But Pebble is my favorite course to watch golf on. Again, asterisk, maybe not Augusta, but other than that, I love Pebble. Been playing it in the sim all week, getting very accustomed to every hole. And it sucks because the people playing at this event for so many years have not been the best players. Yeah. So to get to see the best players play an iconic venue like Pebble Beach that actually challenges you, even though it's short, I'm very excited.
I agree, and I think that people that are looking to bet it had a pretty good idea on it. But obviously, one of the shorter courses on the PGA Tour, very small greens, a lot of wedges in. You don't need to be a massive bomber. When you look at the winners here, Justin Rose, Tom Hoagie, Ted Potter Jr., Nick Taylor, none are super elite off the tee. And even last year, Wyndham, obviously elite driver, but he kind of won it with his putting, and he won it. With his putting and his iron play. So, I think it is more of a, wide open event. This is not an event where, I might bet someone at the top of the board, but, I think, of the Siggies, I think this is one that, someone from down the board could pull away and win from. So, I'm like I said before, I'm excited for the week. It should be a lot of fun. To be honest, I love the Wednesday start. and waiting till Thursday this week for golf sucks. Like
You gotta wait
last
Saturday
week
to Thursday.
off Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday. Like that was sick. I need that more. They need to do that more in the fall and just figure it out. But it's all good. So Scottie Scheffler, he was making raviolis. Fellas, is it gay to make raviolis at Christmas dinner? Are gender roles reversed? Like that Scottie Scheffler was cooking. These are questions that need to be asked. Look, I don't have any real answers yet. Just straight up, can Scottie win this week? Will Scottie win this week?
Yeah, he can.
Okay.
Probably got a good shit. What is he, 3-1? Like,
I think he's like 4.5, 5.
It's funny because like the last few starts he's had, there's been like a very good reason to fade him, and he's won anyway. Like at Hero, it's like hasn't touched the club since the Tour Championship.
The Scottie bad spot stopped after the Heritage. After the Heritage, it's just like, yeah, dude. Like if you're gonna win at Harbour Town after you win the Masters, like I don't really know what to say.
Yeah. I'm actually looking through his last few wins. So Hero, it's like, okay, your first start in 3 months, and it's the Hero. Like we might catch Scottie sleeping here. Doesn't matter. He goes God mode and destroys everyone. Tour Championship, he had awful course history at the Tour Championship for all years before. He never played well there. Cleared everybody easy. Didn't have the lowest round, but did win. The Olympics, it's like, oh, anybody
never wanted a new course. Never wanted a new course.
And like didn't even start out that well, and then he just gunned down Tommy and crew. And Travelers, he did not have good history at the Travelers either.
He had some decent results, but
and you go into that and you're like Birdie Fest. Anybody could win this.
Yeah.
And he wins it anyway. So you could convince yourself that it's not Scottie week, and who knows what do you do to his hand? Do you like burn it?
I don't know.
Like how do you actually injure?
I'm sure he'll give some detailed insight on his presser.
It has to be like a skin, like a burn, like a skin irritation or something. It can't actually be that bad.
I'm not fading Scottie. I'm not betting him, but I'm not coming on here like, yo, like Scottie's not going to win this week. Like we're good. Like he's hurt. I'm never going to say that again. The injury helps. If he wasn't injured, and he didn't, was just kind of average first 2 events of the year, I probably, would feel more confident in it. But I'm fine to take him on. I'm not betting the without market. But at the same time, I'm not going to put anything past him, to be completely honest.
I'm betting very scared at Waste and the Masters.
Yeah.
Like I'm scared. Yeah. But like at least Memorial, like Colin and Cantlay are always great there too. So there's like good players who play very well there. But I mean, I don't like he just could play Augusta with his eyes closed at this point.
Yeah. It's tough. Look, it's going to be a good litmus test this week what Scottie does. So I'm excited. For that, Rory, I think we're both out.
Yeah. Did you see him
he just
today?
fucking lost to Jupe Links. I mean, after he lost the U.S. Open, he took a month off from golf. So I would assume this Jupe Links loss is going to take some time to heal.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole, Rory.
Okay.
Short course hits the ball long. Like you don't play him at short courses.
Where are you betting one of Colin or JT this week?
That was the first decision I tried to make, and I constructed a version of my card that was one of those guys. I was definitely betting Cantlay. I don't think he's priced correctly. And I thought about Colin and JT. Eventually, I just like found enough reasons not to bet either of them. I like them. I like them both. Would not be surprised if either of them won. With JT, it's the POA splits. Like he's just a kind of a fish out of water in California, and he's had some okay starts there, but he just never really putts well on POA. And Colin, I don't like Colin on the coast. And I know it's not supposed to be whipping, but I don't like that he's just hitting that little bit, like that little baby fade everywhere. Like that doesn't actually work.
You're calling him a sim dome golfer, basically.
Yeah, I am, because he just has one stock shot. Like JT in conditions, I love, because he's going to hit all these shots.
Are you seeing anything with the weather this week? I'm seeing pretty benign conditions.
Yeah, I am. It's not a bloodbath, and if it was a bloodbath, I'd be in on JT. But it looks pretty normal, and because it's just on the coast, even if the conditions say it's not going to be windy, there's still going to be some wind there. So I still care a little bit about it, but it's not going to be like, it's actually going to be like pretty ideal, like viewing conditions because guys aren't going to be dying out there.
Yeah. I really like JT. I'm really grappling on whether or not I should bet him this week. You know, I was on him here last year. He was never really close to winning, but he had a very good result, and he was in it for sure. And then I was on him at Zozo, which I thought was a really good spot at 25 to 1. He should have won. Yeah, we were texting about it. Yeah, I was up to like 4 a.m. It was the worst night of my life. Like that. So I feel like indebted, and I don't like betting this way, but in terms of I don't want to miss him when he does win, and he could not be more due. He's the most due person probably on the PGA Tour to get another win. And I know this isn't one of his spots, and next week he'll be very popular as well. But, you know, I'm really grappling with JT. But the way he's been playing right now, he really has had, I mean, Hero, Zozo, and Amex. I mean, he's just balled out. He's played super, super well. And he hasn't made those putts on Sunday. Do you trust him to do it here? I don't know, but I might be in at the right number. You bet Pat Cantlay.
Yeah, I think you slow the play down, and that's where I want it. That's where I want my exposure to Cantlay. Like we got a pro-am. He's schmoozing with the C-suite guys. Greens are slower. The rounds are slower. It's 6-hour rounds. That's his comfort zone. He always plays well at Pebble. He hasn't finished outside the top 20 in like 5 months. Like he hasn't been winning in a very long time, but he's always there. And something about the Harris English thing last week, but somebody who's always playing this event and is going out of their way to schedule around it. Like there's so many guys in this field that avoid this event. And I like that he's comfortable here. He likes coming back. He knows the pro-am situation. He's probably got
I feel like that was a big thing last year.
Yeah, it was.
Like last year, everyone was like, are you like betting a new guy or betting someone that like plays Pebble all the time?
Yeah. I don't know. Course history is going well so far this year, so I think I'm going to keep riding that.
Yeah. I worry, honestly, this is a Nagel's take. I worry about Cantlay in the cold. He only wins when it's like dripping hot out. Dead ass. Look at every single one of his wins. His coldest win was in LA in October, which is not cold. He's summer guy, Louisiana guy, those hot BMW Memorial in June. Never really done anything in an open. This is going to be the coldest event of the year. I'm not saying it's cold, but high of 60 is like. So I'm out on Cantlay. It's going to be too cold for him this week. I don't think Cantlay is going to win this golf tournament. I feel pretty good.
I mean, that's been a pretty profitable take for the last 2 years.
Exactly. So. Like we were completely different people last time we won a golf tournament.
True.
So
was at that tournament.
I was there too. Yeah, we were there on Sunday.
Yeah, that's where Willie died. Yeah.
Is that like is there like some connection there now? Since we're together again, Cantlay's gonna get it done.
Stars are aligning. I just think it's a good number. Like if he was, I think he should be where Ludwig is. Like I think it should be Scottie and Rory, and then it should be Colin and JT about the same number.
Kyle, it wasn't in Japan. It was in LA. That was the COVID year. Eat my ass, buddy. It's fine. We were already arguing about it before. But yeah, I'm good. Ludwig 20, no beef. No beef with that. I actually think it's like a solid bet. Like 14 to 1 worst bet in the world, 20 to 1 literally greatest number of all time. I really don't hate a 22 to 1. He's obviously not going to be sick. I think he's going to get rid of whatever's inside of him. And reports are he's flushing it on the range. So I honestly don't even hate a 24 to 1. Even all the shit I talked about him, whatever. Are we underrating Decky, or did he get his win? Should he be priced lower given how much he's won? Or I think he's just so much more volatile than all these other elite players. And he's not like a lock for a top 15 every week like some people on the PGA Tour are. So yeah, he wins when he pops, but I don't know. I'm good on Decky for the foreseeable future, to be completely honest.
Yeah, he's not great here. And I like buying low on Decky. You can always buy low on Decky, and right now you can't. He just won. So you got to let that breathe a little bit. You probably can't buy low on him at the Masters either. But anywhere other than that, he'll randomly, like Waste. You probably get a decent number on him. If he doesn't play well this week, you'll get a good number on him at Waste. and he's been very good there for a while. So
Yeah.
that might be a spot where I go back to him.
Okay, you're out on Decky. I think we're both out on Notorious Winner, Sunjam, and Tommy Fleetwood. Like, let them beat me. I'm betting Sam Burns at 35-1. I always bet Sam Burns. I always bet him. I bet him a fuck ton. And great finish here last year, top 10, one of his best approach performances of the season. You want Sammy B when there's a lot of wedges. You want Sammy B when you got a putt. He's popped at Genesis before. The year Max Homa won, he was leading for 3 rounds. He could do it on POA. 35-1. I've done this bet so many different times that it's just like, fuck it. Like, let's do it again. I'm down. I know he hasn't won in a while, but he is someone that can win if he gets in the mix. So I'm in there. I'm going to bet him. I haven't decided at the top of the board, but I'm in there. Any interest in course history merchant J-Day this week? Is it that easy, I guess, would be the question. Off a couple good results, great course history here. But it's Jason Day at 35-1.
Yeah, I got him at 40. That was the second man on my card. And he's never won here, so do. You know, he's
Harry.
Top 5 like every year. Hungry, needs to get over the hump, motivated. Another guy who like I overreact too much to what happened in the last event in the last year, but like Wyndham won because he hit every putt. And that's how Jason Day is going to win this event. He's just a very good POA putter, one of the best ever POA putters. So like he can win this with his putter, and the form is good. He's vintage Day. He's going to be wearing some sick Malbon gear. Like the crowd's going to be on his side. He's going to be wearing some ridiculous jumpsuit on Sunday. Like I'm in. I was a little bit resistant. Like it was giving me midlife crisis.
Hit the ball great last week.
Yes. Yeah, and like, yeah, just a lot of like burning the edges. I had him in 1 and done last week. Not great.
You were tracking
Probably 1 week early. But you know, course history plays here. You just hit the same shots. You hit fairways and you hit the same wedge shots. It's very repeatable.
No beef with Day. I'm not betting him, but it's a vegetarian bet. From me, is Hovland dead? Is Hovland broken?
Hovland is at his most dangerous when it makes absolutely no sense to play Hovland. Like when he goes to a major and it's like you got to scramble your way to victory here, he just does. He's never on anybody's radar when he contends, and then he catches form and he sticks with it for a little bit, but that one spark always catches you completely off guard. That's the only thing positive I can say about Hovland, but I do think his swing is lost and he's just kind of going through it right now.
So he's dead and you're out.
He's dead, but that's when he's most dangerous.
Okay.
But I'm out.
I'm
out,
like you
but
showed a little bit before the PGA.
I'm out, but I'm not going to target him in matchups because I'm scared that.
Okay. Yeah, because Pendy's like minus giant. 130 against him.
Right. I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
I'm not touching that.
Okay. Not new. Okay. That's fine. I think I'm going to bet Taylor Pendrith 50-1. Good finish here last year. Murdered the ball last week. Second in tee to green play. Could not buy a putt. Now, it is the same putting surface, but he also gained like 6 strokes putting at this event last year. So, what do you want to go with? You want to go with last week he sucked on POA, or at this course here, last year was amazing on POA? I'll, obviously stick with that he was good on this surface here last year. He's 55-1. I'm in. I bet him already twice this year, so it's a true just sticking with my guys. Is he ready to win a SIG event? Probably not. Our friend Kyle, I make fun of him a lot because he bet Pendy 270-1 at the U.S. Open at Oakmont, and Kyle is just saying, well, you just play Pendy at U.S. Open courses because he's going to win the U.S. Open this year. Any thoughts on Pendy?
Like, trying to not be sarcastic, but like he's kind of course fit proof. He plays everywhere.
Yeah.
He's a short king. Like you put him on somewhere 7,200 or less, he's balling out. He's contended at Wildlight, and here I think he's got some good Harbor Town numbers. He's been in the mix at majors, but it's got to be a long course where he's really letting it loose. Like he's just kind of good at dialing it back when he needs to. So I like that about him. I don't think he's got that dog. would be my worry. But I
Dude,
bet
I mean,
Andy
like, he beat Ben Coles at the Byron Nelson.
Ben Cole's kind of beat himself, but he did get a win at that event. It's fine. I like Pendy as a placement. I'm betting him every week in the placement market pretty much, so he could do it.
Okay. No beef there. I'm glad we're somewhat aligned. So a couple of years ago, Maverick McNeely was like 18-1 at this event, and he like made a birdie early, and you literally photoshopped a photo of Mav being minus 120 after a couple holes, and like it looked very good, and everyone thought it was real. We're here a couple of years later. I don't like Mav 50-1 here is not a bad number. I think his course history is overrated. He doesn't have that good a course history, but just the fact that he's from this area. Can he win so soon after winning the RSM Classic?
I don't think it's that soon. Time has passed. I'm betting Maverick McNeely, partly for the bit.
You're in.
I'm in at 60-1, that's still up at FanDuel. So I think that's a good number. Some books have him at like 35, I think. And
Yeah, no, he's
like,
not a bettable number.
We can't be doing that, but he lives on the course, as we know. Has just won, like fits all the always plays well in California, good POA guy. Like it makes sense why he plays well at this event, and now like floodgates. Yeah. He's won as
Ryder
many.
Cup year.
He's got the exact same resume as Ludwig, so you're getting a 6x, a 3x discount.
Fair. No real.
I'm like kind of like a denier of Maverick. Like I think he's overrated, but in this spot, I actually think 60 is a good number.
So you think he's overrated, but you bet him this week?
Yeah, because the number is not pricing in the over.
You're legit after harrying. You're kind of just nuking course history guys.
Every single guy I bet.
Cantlay, Day, Mav.
California ties, can putt on POA, has course history. I think that's every single bet that I place this week has those three things.
Look, you're sticking. You found something. You're sticking to it. That's fine with me.
That's it.
How good of a golfer is Max Grazerman?
I mean, okay, so this is actually a good point. Like we were talking about, who's the young guy? If he starts winning, do they start to overshadow Lud? And there's a Lud problem. Like if Grazerman wins a SIG, then the shine might be off of Lud. Because he's doing some things. He's not like a generational, like he doesn't look the part of a stud. He looks like just another guy, but he hits it far. He makes every putt, and he's a good approach player. Like he's got the staying power for sure. I don't know how legit he is just because he doesn't look the part, but he's good.
I'm interested in him. I don't like that he hasn't played here before, and I don't think he has any West Coast ties. He's like a New Jersey Jewish guy. Yep. But, 60-1, I don't have major beef with it. I'm thinking about it a little bit, to be completely honest. We will see if we get there.
He also boofed the Wyndham for Aaron Rice, so I have a special place in my heart for Max Grazerman.
Is Spieth dead?
Gotta be, right? What is this? His first start post-surgery?
Yeah. And
what is he, 60-1? I get like the course history is incredible, but like, come on,
you're out.
Has there been one report of him like?
I don't think there's really
finding it. Like, how could he be? I would. He's off my board. If he was 100-1, I would not bet him.
This is kind of the number where I want to buy Thiegs. Higher in a Siggy. He's kind of, to start the year, he's been below 30-1, I think, every single week. He was 35 at Century. He was 25 at Sony. He didn't play Amex, and he was like 30 last week. Like, I like to buy Thiegs higher number, better fields versus when he's kind of the favorite.
Yeah, that's a good.
It was Akshay, but I don't know. Is there any reason to think this is not a good Thiegs course? Like, driving doesn't really matter. He's a good wedge player. He's a good putter. He's a California guy. He doesn't really have a lot of win equity, but he's had a lot of top fives in signature events. I mean, he was, not that this really matters, but he was like top 10 in the FedEx Cup last year. you can't do that unless you have some really good finishes and some really good fields. So I don't really know where I'm at, kind of card construction, ROI type shit. But these are the numbers I like to buy Thiegs at, so I might be in.
Yeah, I strongly debated on my train ride, on my hour-long train line ride to work this morning. I just looked at the odds and contemplated for an hour. And I went back and forth between him and Akshay, and I ultimately went Akshay. And the reason is because Akshay had that one round when he was like an amateur and he had every green in regulation. And I still remember it. And I'm like, all right, well, he plays well here. He just seems to play well when it's windy and he's like at risk of blowing into the ocean. So that's kind of like all the narratives that pushed me to Akshay. But you're right. Thiegs like sneaks up on you too. He's not winning when he's actually favored a lot because he plays those like swing season events. I guess when he won Fortinet, he was probably in that category. But in general, I'm not going to pay up for him. And they actually do let his odds slip. Like he's a better talent than everybody else around him in these odds range.
Yeah. So look, I'm in. I think I'm in, to be honest. And again, none of the winners this year really had like unbelievable recent form. None were like really like, oh, they gained a ton on approach to their last outing. They had a really good finish. Like even Sepp, like he was like probably live favorite through 2 rounds at the Sony, but then finished 35th. Like there was something there, but it just wasn't really much. And I think he shot an 80 on Sunday at Farmers. Like he was right in it before that. He was probably going to win if he didn't shoot an 80. He was right there. So I'm interested, to be completely honest. Bo Haas, I'm hearing reports from my intern that he was nuked on Bookmaker. The last 2 winners have been nuked on Bookmaker.
I can't.
Bo, he obviously makes sense here. He played well at Amex. He's a Cali guy. Any interest in Bo Haas?
No. And so I have a line where it's like, can this guy beat Scottie Scheffler at his C game? And I just don't see it for Bo Haas.
You don't see
like
Bo
on
Haas.
A Sunday, if Scottie Scheffler is in the vicinity of the top of the leaderboard, Bo Haas is doing something. He's blading a bunker shot. He's hitting it into the ocean. Like he just, and the recent form is good. The course history is fine. Like it's pretty good. California tie is fine. I just don't see him out dueling Scottie ever. And I understand like Steven Yeager did it once, so like maybe anybody could do it. But congrats, flowers. But like I can't do it with Bo.
No, be fair. I'm kind of with you. I know our good friend Andy was talking up Denny Mack, 100-1. Is he over that line? Can this guy beat Scottie Scheffler with the C game, or where are we at on Denny Mack?
I'm not there either.
Top 20 for FRL.
So in this odds range, I love Bobby Mack. Okay. I love him. And I've never really loved Bobby Mack. Yeah. I've never really loved him in any capacity. And I thought he was like kind of a fraudulent winner because he's just like is Scottish. So by default, he's going to play well at the Scottish Open. But I've been looking at his numbers and he's been impressing me. He's been hanging around a lot at courses I wouldn't expect him to. He's a slogger. So if you have any elements at play, he rises up in my model. And he can putt his way to victory. He's got those like flighted shots with the wind. It's Pebble Beach golf links.
Like, kind of taking what you're selling right now. I think that's a pretty good case to be.
If it's a chilly 65 and we're putting the snow caps on, my numbers are loving Bobby.
What's best number out there on him?
I got him at 80 on Bet Rivers. I think that wasn't even enhanced, so it might still be there. But outside of Bet Rivers, it's like 60 or 70.
That's usually not a good sign, but no beef. Usually when Bet Rivers has the best number on a guy, it usually doesn't work.
They know when they're trying to bait.
They're a sharper ball. But I like that case, to be completely honest.
He's like 16 and 17 in the world. Yeah. Not that means that much anymore. But
he can play in the wind. He's a good wedge player and he's a good putter.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has any experience on POA, but I don't know. He's won
Not a
on
ton.
Genesis isn't an old golf course, but RBC Canadian is an old golf course. Pebble's an old golf course, so kind of have that connection
There's
there.
links in it's Pebble Beach Golf Links, so it's a links course.
That's true. That's fair. Harry Hall might have to just give him a run. Can he win? Probably not, but he's a great putter, and he's been playing really good golf. And you play him on short positional courses. He got there in Amex. I'm in. Posty, I like as well. I know we're kind of naming a lot of names we like. Sue us. We'll Vic lap if any of them are ever in contention. But Posty, good finish at Amex. He played well here last year. Great putter, good wedge player. I don't think he can win, but top 20 first round leader. I'm in on Posty this week.
Posty course.
Yeah, for sure. Fucking Posty course. Are you betting anyone over Bobby Mack this week?
I think Justin Rose might be most tipped this week.
Yeah, I think he's second or something. Yeah,
I'm there. I don't get it.
Do you know what Data Golf makes him?
I'm looking at Data Golf right now. Let's see.
Data Golf makes him 800 to 1.
I don't get it. I mean, he won 2 years ago. He hasn't been awful. He's been like very mediocre.
So you're in?
Yeah, for like 170 each way. I'm loving it. And a lot of people are on Justin Rose. I think like DraftKings had odds up as soon as Torrey was over, and he was like 200, and everybody beat it to death, and they took him off the board, and you couldn't bet Justin Rose for a couple days. But then they put him back up at like 170, so it's not like they really changed it that much. But he just makes a lot of sense. Course history, won here recently, form's fine.
You don't think he deserves to be 800 to 1?
No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why do you think he's fallen that much? Like his form's not horrible.
Yeah, I mean, the Open wasn't that long ago.
Yeah,
he almost won the friggin' Open championship.
T18 and at the Hong Kong Open, like the guy's fine. I watched TGL. He had some consequential putts. Or LA Golf Club, so it's a home game for him in California. So,
I want to shout out my boy Andrew Novak.
Friend of the pod.
I could say my best friend on the PGA Tour. He's legit the boy. Seeing him in contention was awesome. He liked my tweet when I tweeted in caps Andy Nove. Sent him a DM. Dude, fucking killed it out there. Like, answered right away. Like, that was a lot of fun. Excited for Pebble. We're boys, okay? Also, the fact that he has 1.4K followers on Twitter is genuinely hilarious. Like, there are some, like, really low-end golf content creators that have more than that. And he's literally playing in Pebble Beach and was in the final round of Torrey frickin' Pine. So let's get Nove some fucking love and go shoot him a follow. We're boys, though. He's a great guy.
I saw the Andy Noves all caps tweet, and I was like, oh no, Brian must be sweating Andy Noves, and I'm rooting for his downfall. And I looked back for your card just to make sure I didn't send the wrong juju there. But I was like, no, they're literally just boys.
Like, legit just best boys. But yeah, no, I think it might be a little bit too soon for him after, one of his best finishes ever on tour. But look, don't put it past Andy Noves, okay? Guy can play. He's legit. I mean,
we're trending. We're trending in the right direction. Like, we need to get him back to Bermuda, I think.
Valspar.
Yeah.
Hughes. I'm calling my shot. He's winning Valspar. Andy Noves, Valspar.
If Peter Malnati can do it, then why not?
Anyone really can. Eckroat 120 is not bad.
Talking about guys in your DMs.
Yeah, I think we have DM before, and I think it was about Pebble. I think he missed the cut here.
I think you talked shit about a short game, and then he chirped you back.
He didn't chirp me. I said I hope he has a terrible day because he cost me a lot of money in DFS. And he's like, yeah, I actually did. So I guess it's another boy on tour that I have. But, it's true. We'll see.
He's good. He's going to continue to get better. Too.
So is card done for you?
It sounds like such a long card as we've gone through. I guess I have bet a lot of guys because I went Cantlay and then a bunch of like that mid-range.
You have no more room.
Card's done. I also have Lowry and Nico.
Okay, Lowry, you just win links, repping,
The wind might blow, and links is in the name of the course, so
and then Nico
naturally,
Etch.
Nico is
He's
like
still on his press cup stub tour.
it's like I apologize, I wasn't familiar with your game situation. Like what he did at the Zozo is like you went out there and you went head to like toe to toe with Justin Thomas, and you played better golf than him for 18 holes on Sunday. Like this is a new Nico. And he's a Colombian guy, so now we're on the coast. Check. And he's playing good golf. 200-1. Why not?
Don't hate it. Don't hate it. I think I'm good on names, to be completely honest. I'm excited for the week. But this has been on my mind, and I need to air this grievance. Not with you, obviously. And if you're listening to the pod at this point, then you should hear it. So we're talking about sims before. We're talking about the Simulator Golf League. I like going to X Golf. There's one in Comac. There's one in Westbury. It's a lot of fun. Go with your buddies. Play a scramble. Play 1v1. Play a match. You get to putt. It's like, I don't know, $70, like 60, $70 an hour. So for like 2 hours, on the weekend or on Thursday, whatever, it's about like 170 for the 2 hours. But when you go, if you want to get like one beer or like an appetizer or something, they are like, oh, we'll just put it together on the sim. Like, we'll combine the prices, put it all together. But then at the end of the sim round, they come over with the, with the payment thing, and they want you, it's set to tip 20% on the price of the simulator for the 2 hours with like 2 beers. It's predatory behavior. It genuinely is predatory behavior. You tip 20% on the 2 beers that you got, and I'm not going there and getting a bucket of beers and like a full course meal. You tip on that. That would be like going to a restaurant and it's like $200 to get in, and the $200 is included on the bill, and you have to tip on that. It makes no sense. So you have to go, and the lady's standing there and hit custom tip. And so I always tell my friends, I'm like, dude, it says 20. Do not tip 20%. Why would I tip 20% on the fucking simulator price for 2 hours? You tip on service. So I need to get that off my chest because it really irks me, and I really do like X Golf, and it's a good simulator, but it really irks me. And I just had to get that off my chest.
Okay. No, that's a fair grievance. I know that Comac X Golf location is very close to where I shop at Target.
Yeah.
But a couple questions. When you go to a bar, will you tip more for like a well drink or a cocktail versus somebody grabbing a bottle out of the fridge?
I would,
They're exactly the same no matter what.
if I'm like just going to a bar, like I'll tip like $2 or $3 like per drink, or if I'm like running up a tab, I'll tip like 20% on that.
Okay. So the making of the drink doesn't factor into your tip decision.
Like not really, no.
Okay. I will tip more if I order like an old fashioned and it's good
Yeah.
versus like if I get a Bud Light and it's like I can see it right there. Just bring it over. Like I'll open it myself. So I want my tips to mean something, but I don't want to under tip either. So I have like a good baseline no matter what I'm going to tip this. And then I make a concerted effort to tip based on service or being nice to me or whatever. So I understand your grievance because the tip has to mean something. You were just
Yeah.
going to use the space no matter what. The other thing is I do expect for you to tip me whenever you come to my simulator.
You'll have the pad for the 20%.
I will.
Like you'll bring out some beers and
If I don't bring out beers, you don't have to tip me. But if I bring out some 6-month-old Bud Lights that have been sitting in the back of my fridge, you do have to tip me for those.
Yeah. So look, I just want people to be aware of it. And again, I am a generous tipper. I genuinely am. Like when I go out, I'm a good tipper. Like I'm not like trying to be cheap here, but it just does not make sense that I should tip 20. If we go to the sim, it costs 170 for the 2 hours, and we get 3 beers. We should not tip 20% on $200. It
That is predatory. That's the right word for it.
It is. It is predatory. So I just need to get that off my chest. I'm going this Thursday, and I'm going to let everyone know before we go, try to do it separate, but if you do it, just do custom tip. So I treat my people well, but I just need to put that out there.
You're cordially invited to spend $0 in my simulator whenever you want. I have been hesitant to extend invites because I want it to be perfect and ready. And we're there now. Now I have Pebble. I haven't had Pebble. Okay. Now I do. So you're welcome. It's GS Pro, so it's like pretty much unlimited. But it's taken me forever to download them. But I downloaded Torrey last week for Torrey week. I downloaded Pebble this week and get Scottsdale next week. You can get Augusta on there. So we're ready to roll. You can get Bryson's house and do the hole-in-one challenge.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
What is this GS thing? It seems like
GS Pro. Thing. Oh yeah. Couldn't afford it until Tom Hoagie had a first round leader, but
on the pod. No freaking chance in hell I'm including the sim price on my 20% tip. No freaking chance. Thank you. Appreciate it. I mean, this is a good ridiculous.
Take. This is a great take.
It's fine. Next week, Waste should be pretty good, to be completely honest. And then next week I'm going to Birmingham, Alabama, of all fucking places. So don't even fucking ask, but I'll be there. I don't know what I'll report on, but I'll be there. Obviously, everyone go follow John on Twitter. Everyone read his articles. They're great. I'm looking forward to your betting card. And like I said before, I'm glad you had some winners to start the year, my guy.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you having me on as always. Pebble's like one of my favorite events every year. I'm glad that it's dignified with an actual real field this year. Looking forward to it. Would be great if we had another Saturday finish, but we have no Sunday to go up against. So it's going to be good Sunday viewing. I wish you a great X golf experience. It won't be as good as your experience when you come over to my simulator. That door is open. I will let you know next time we're ripping it in there.
Hit up Kevin and I.
Yeah.
And Kyle. I don't know if we'll make the trip from Boken, but we'll
carpool over here.
Yeah. All right. We'll see everyone next week. Everyone have a great night. Jupe Links is back, baby.